What's up everybody, Greg here with Lensprotogo and Lens Rentals, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna be checking out the Creamsource Micro RGB LED light, looking at everything that comes with the light, as well as the Gaffer Accessory kit, kind of talking about all the different parts and pieces. And then in the second part of this, I'm gonna show you actually how to assemble it all and get this light up and running. If you wanna learn a little bit more about the light itself, because I'm not gonna be going into a ton of detail in this video, I am doing another video kind of covering more of the specs and features about it, and I'll throw a link to that right up here once that video is done. So without further ado, let's jump right in and check out the kit and assembly of the Creamsource Micro LED. Starting off with the lighting kit and everything that comes with that, you obviously have the light itself. This is the Creamsource Micro Plus C. Comes in this nice aluminum housing, which is super solid. It feels like it's bomb-proof, and it does have quite a bit of weight to it. On the front side here, you have an array of 16 LED assemblies with your red, green, blue, and white chips in each one of these. On the back side, you have a nice little panel for all of your menu navigation and setting changes. You have a couple little up and down arrows, as well as a little jog wheel and an LCD screen so you can see exactly what you're changing. Right above that, you have a mount that you use for your accessory mount, whether you're mounting an AC power adapter, your gold mount or V-mount battery, or anything else off of this kind of Kino Flow locking system. And if you want to learn a little bit more about this light, like I mentioned before, go and check out that other video because I'm going to cover more of the different ports and mounting options and all the things about this light. All right, let's move on to the next thing. There's a couple different ways that you can mount this light onto a stand. On the fixture itself, there's a couple 3/8 threaded holes so you can screw it directly onto a light stand. But if you want to have a little more flexibility with the tilt and angle of the light, then you're going to want to look at using this one-sided yoke. Now on the bottom of the yoke, you have a baby pin hole, so you can put it right onto a C-stand or onto a light stand and then tighten it down with this little hand knob. And then going up to the side of the yoke, it uses a NATO rail to slide into either side of the light, so if you wanted to mount it on the right or on the left, and then you can tighten it down with these latches. On the side of it, you have a handbrake that you can unlock to actually rotate the light. Makes it a little bit easier to slide it onto the light as well. And then you can tighten it down. And this is super strong and can definitely hold a lot of weight, even with the light having a softbox or some sort of modifier on the front of it. The next thing that comes with this light is a set of barn doors that just slides right into the grooves on the front of the light. And this gives you some more control of where the light's actually hitting with some really sturdy barn doors. Another thing that mounts on the front of the light near the barn doors is this 60-degree diffusion grid, and this basically just softens it up so you're not getting as hard of a beam angle, and it kind of spreads the light out, giving you a softer look. Going on to some of the powering options and cables that come in the kit, you get an AC power adapter that comes with an AC adapter bracket, and this just mounts right on the back of the light in those 4 little slots that I showed you at the beginning. Comes with that AC adapter, and it also comes with an extension cable. So if you don't want to mount this on the back of the light, you can have a 10-foot extension cable to put this somewhere else if you need to get a little bit more reach out of your light. It also comes with a universal power cable to plug it into the wall to actually run it off of AC power. And then the last thing that comes with this light, because I have the on-location kit, is a battery plate adapter. And this just mounts right onto that same bracket that the AC power adapter does on the back of the light. And I have the V-mount setup, but you can also get this in gold mount if you're running those batteries. Next up, we're gonna look at the Gaffer Accessory kit. And this is really designed for people who want to have a little more flexibility and control over their Creamsource Micro LED, being able to change the quality of light with soft boxes and accessories like that. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the Cream Twist wired remote, and this basically allows you to have control over all of your light settings without having to be at the back of the light. So you have this long extension cable, and you can change your Kelvin white balance, you can change your RGB lights, effects, all of those things right with this little dial, and it's made out of a really nice machined aluminum as well and feels super durable. Now to use this cable accessory, you also need to have this little accessory adapter, and this basically goes into the 7-pin accessory port on the back of the light, and then you plug this directly into this little adapter, and you'll be able to use this without having to set anything else up. The other thing that uses that same 7-pin accessory port is this DMX-Y splitter cable. So this basically gets you a DMX in and a DMX out all through that one port if you want to tie a bunch of these lights together and you're using them in a bigger setup over DMX. The next thing that comes in the kit is this gel frame, which isn't super useful because this light is an RGBW light, so you have a lot of the different colors in there that you already need. But if you wanted to use a very specific gel that you can't find in the light, then you can use this gel frame and just tie it off to it, and it slides into the groove on the front of the light where the diffusion and barn doors sit. The kit also comes with a couple more diffusion frames. One of them is a 20 degree, so not quite as diffused as the 60 degree one, and then a 100 degree, which is a lot more diffused to get that really nice soft light coming straight out of it without needing a softbox. And again, these just slide right into the front groove on the light. Now, if you're trying to get the light a little more diffused than you can get with those diffusion filters, it also comes with a snap bag, which is basically just a pop-up softbox that you can put on some diffusion cloths on this to get a really nice soft light and make the source a little bit bigger. The softbox comes with two types of diffusion. The first one is a magic cloth, which is just a really nice thick diffusion, and then it also comes with a half grade if you need a little bit more output and not as much softness in the light. And you can kind of play around with these to see which one's going to be better for you when you're shooting, but it comes with both of them. And the last thing that comes in this Gaffer Accessory kit, which goes on the front of the softbox, is a small grid, and they have their own snap grid, which basically just pops into a 40 degree grid that velcros right onto the front of the softbox. Super quick and easy to set up, and it's a really nice design. So now you have an understanding of everything that comes in the kit and what it's all used for. Now let's get into the assembly, and I'll actually show you how we get this set up and ready to shoot. The first thing that you want to grab is some sort of stand. I'm going to be using a C stand, but you could also use a light stand, basically anything that has a baby pin on the top of it. The next thing that you're going to do is grab your yoke, and then you can slide this right on top of your stand on the bottom here, and then tighten that down with the little hand knob. Once that's locked into place, the next thing that you're going to do is unlock the handbrake on the side, and then you can rotate this slightly. You want to kind of keep it upright because that's going to make it easier to know which direction to mount the light, because it does only go on in one direction. You can unlock both of these levers, and that's going to make it easier for this light to slide down onto it. If you want to, you can lock down the handbrake again just to tighten it in that place. It just makes it a little bit easier. So now that we have this all set up, we're ready to grab our Creamsource micro light. On the side here, there's two grooves. The one in the back is the one that this NATO rail is going to slide down into. It's not actually a NATO rail, but it's similar to that. The only thing you want to do is make sure that the light is upright. So looking on the back, you want to make sure that your menus and all your navigation is on the bottom, and then this little quick release panel is on the top where you're going to mount your AC power or your battery power adapter. So let's go ahead and slide this right down onto that rail. Once we get about halfway, we can go ahead and latch down both of these. And then if you undo your lever, you're now going to be able to rotate your light around basically however you want to, panning it from side to side and tilting it up and down. And then you can use that hand lever to lock it into place. Now for this next part, you want to decide what you want to be using this light for. You can either put the barn doors on and use some of the diffusion filters, which are just going to slide right into the grooves in the front. I guess let me just show you that. So if you take the diffusion filter, you can slide it right into one of these grooves in the front, and that's just going to slide right into place. And you can do the same thing with the barn doors, right into that groove on the front. And that'll just open up, and now you have a light with barn doors. There's also these two silver levers on the top that are going to lock it into place. They're not super sturdy, but they work to kind of hold it if you tip it upside down. So that's how you're going to set it up using the barn doors, but I want to do it for the softbox, have a bigger, softer source. So I'm just going to open both these up, slide the barn doors out, slide out the diffusion filter. And then what we're going to do is grab the Snapbag softbox system. And this uses a couple different Velcro straps to actually attach it on. So I'm going to undo both of those Velcro straps. We'll put this right over the front of the light. And then those Velcro straps go over the back. Let me turn this around for you. And into the grooves on either side. And then Velcro back to the bottom of the softbox. And then once you have that Velcroed on, you have your softbox, you can go ahead and grab one of your diffusion fabrics. I'm just going to use the magic cloth because I want it to be super soft. And we'll take this, and this just Velcros on the inside edge of this outer Velcro area, because we're also going to be putting on the grid on the front of it. And then this just goes all the way around, keeping it nice and tight across the entire thing. Now the next thing that we're going to grab is the snap grid, and this is just going to pop open, and again use that Velcro edge on the outside to just go on the Velcro part of the softbox. Fits in there nice and snug. And there we go. So now we have a grid on the front of our softbox on the Creamsource micro LED to give us a nice, soft, directional light. So now that we have everything set up on the front of the light and sort of the quality that we want to have coming out of it, the last thing that we'd have to do is set up the power. So spinning the light around, we're going to mount the AC power adapter right on the bracket. I don't want to run it off battery power because I have access to wall power, so I'm just going to use that for this setup. So what you can do is grab the AC power adapter with the mounting bracket, and this is just going to slide right onto the back of that mounting bracket and then rotate into place. If you pull out this registration pin, it'll lock in and we're ready to go. This is going to go into the 10 to 32 volt DC power port, and then we can take the universal power cable, plug that into this, and plug it into the wall. As soon as we plug it in, you see we get some power here. You can probably see the light behind it going all the way up to full intensity. Let's just go in quick and check out some of the color options. Let's go to the menu, we'll do color mode, hue saturation, go over to the next one. As you can see, we're changing the color. So this is the RGB mode, letting us change through all those different colors. So you can spin it around here and you can see kind of what it's doing on the front. There we go, just cycling through all those different colors with a nice little softbox and a grid. And then this is it running through the color cycle modes. Let me turn it around so you can actually see what it's doing on the back. It's just cycling through all those different colors. You have a couple different options to change in here, but again, I'll dive more into all that in the other video. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick overview of the kit, looking at the light and the Gaffer accessory setup. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more just like it, or you want to learn more about this light, definitely check out the links in the description down below. Hope this helped you out, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe for new videos every single week, and I'll see you in the next one.